Resolution 2019/23, authorization of Dune maintenance permits. Can you speak on where this maintenance is going to be taken care of?
Yes, Mayor. On either side of the beach entrances, 23rd Street, that'd be the 400 block, two properties there, 407 and 406 23rd Street. Behind 406 23rd Street, there's another permit to be issued at 405 24th Street. And the final one is at number 10 Ocean Drive West.
We good?
We are good, yeah. I met with the zoning officer. He explained the procedure to me and showed me everything he does before and after, which I'd be happy to explain if need be. I'm satisfied that the two companies that are doing the work are professionals and will do it well.
Now, after they finish the work, does the zoning officer or whoever down the building inspector's office go out and examine the work?
Yes, Mark Coyne, excuse me, Mark Coyne, our zoning officer, goes out before, once he gets the application, he goes out before, meets with the property owner or with the contractor who's going to be doing the work. He surveys the area. He takes photographs of the area before the work is done. He gets a brief description, or as much as he can, from the contractors to what's going to be done, whether it's going to be stumped or just cleaned up or whatever. When it's finished, Mark is notified. He goes back out, does another inspection, makes sure that they stuck to what they were supposed to in agreement with their permit, and takes after photos, and they all go into a file.
Does he measure and stuff like that? Because I think we're at 8 foot.
8 foot. Okay. Yeah. The cut heights are usually given to Mark in the application. Again, we have Steve Thistle, who's a professional tree guy, and Hellfighters, Tim Mancuso's company. Obviously, we've all seen them around. But Mark will go out and check. If it appears that the tree is cut shorter than what it's supposed to be, he will measure it.
And John, I think you're familiar with the Hellfighters. Don't they do our work out here?
Yeah, they do very good work for us.
There shouldn't be any stump. There is no stumping as far as as far as I have read in the applications on any of these properties. It's just going to be cleanup.
Well, we do allow stump.
Yes.
Just because I took over with this, but if there is stumping that they intend to do, they need to present a separate plan, and then we'll deal with it at that particular point in time.
A remediation plan they put in place. If they're going to stop.
Is that under our beach replenishment program?
Maintenance.
Good.
So Jim, the applications have been approved and where work has been completed. I don't know if any have been completed yet, but in each file there's going to be photos of the before conditions and the after conditions?
That's correct, Councilman.
And an analysis is done by Mark Corn or by somebody to verify that the application and whatever representations are made were carried out and other things weren't done?
That's correct. So the procedure is, I guess, as follows. They submit their application. Mark reviews it. He meets with either the homeowner or the contractor. All the last ones that we have approved, he's met with the contractor on site. He surveys the area. He takes his pictures, the before pictures. They're notified when it's done. He goes back out, compares the site to what it looked like in the pre-pictures, makes sure that they've abided by what they put in their application, and then snaps the after shots.
And what's the practice, if there is one, in terms of the removal of things which are cut down or trimmed back? Is everything to be removed? Or everything is to be removed,
yes. Both Steve Thistle and Hellfighters take their debris with them.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Are there other contractors other than those two?
I'm sure there are others out there, but most of the local folks hire this Steve Thistle and his contracted company because they're very good. He's an arborist.
And they're all arborists.
Yeah, and Tim Mancuso is a New Jersey State certified tree specialist.
So they're not going to cut anything. It's, oh, I want that cut down. They're not
No. The plan gets put in, and they're only allowed to do what is put in for the application.
I think one of the things to note too with this is This is a practice here in Brigantine that we've had for over 30 years, and I know we've worked in the last year to really improve this practice. We've had Stu Farrell, who's part of the Stockton research program, who's been monitoring our beaches for, I think, well over 30 years. He reviewed our proposal of what we plan to do with this, and he's also come in here to council to speak, on the health and the vitality of our dune system. And I've actually met with the Army Corps of Engineers and the DEP, and they actually talk about how the dune system we have here in Brigantine is actually the model for the state of New Jersey. They used Hurricane Sandy as basically one of their big benchmarks, and they showed how our dune system that we have here in place is very, very strong and did what it needed to do.
Besides our dune maintenance plan that we've had in place here for years and years, I want to compliment Superintendent John Doring also. I noticed some dune fences and between the other programs we have with the Christmas trees, you can really see the dunes building up, and it's a compliment to you, John, and rest of Public Works, and it's great to see. It's great to see it. Walk the beach every day, and you see the dunes build up on those Christmas trees and different things along the fence. It's great.
Thank you. Okay. One comment I would have is have these permits come in front of council every time. I don't think we should be.
No need for it.
No, it's no need because we have Mark Coyne that's been doing our maintenance program, and he knows,
We could end it in my office if you'd like, Mayor. So it stops with me. If you don't want to bring it in front of council every meeting.
Yeah, I just think it's, it's not a practice we should, for every time that Tom Rehill's officer pulls somebody over, it sounds like we have to approve either the person gets a ticket or don't get a ticket. We don't do the construction permits and stuff like that. That's why we have these professionals in place. I think it's one step too far, to be honest with you. And if you want to talk?
No.
We're going to have problems.
The solicitor said we would have to amend the ordinance, but that's fine. We can just have it in my office.
Well, that's just my opinion. I don't know how the rest of the council feels. If they want to continue to have these permits come in front of us, again, it's maintenance for. We're not taking the dunes out or anything like that. It's basically trimming stuff back. They did that in California. They wouldn't have had the fires, maybe. So I just think it's maintenance. It's not something we're destroying or anything like that. And I think it's counterproductive if it comes in front of council every time you need a permit. And our construction office definitely can handle that permit, especially with somebody like Mark Coyne, because he'll know more than we know. He's excellent at the rules. So
I feel confident that our dune maintenance program is good and solid, and like you said before, we don't approve construction permits and things like that.
Right.
So I feel comfortable letting Mark handle it.
Mark or city
Or
engineer,
whoever, and
with
it's
oversight
stopping
from our
at your
city
office.
manager,
Yeah.
and coming to this level, unless you have to bring it to us, is. I think if we amend the ordinance, if Fred can handle that, I would.
Can we do a voice resolution to get it started right tonight after we vote on this?
Is it something we have to have a public hearing on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we need?
We'll have an ordinance for you for introduction at the next meeting.
Okay.
Good.
Any other questions? Okay, hear none. Can we have roll call, please?
You? Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
3 of these 4 designated areas are within view of where I live, so for that reason, abstain.
DeLucre?
Yeah, not to spoil the suspense on the no vote on these. And I'm surprised it took us this long for the rest of council to decide that they really don't like to hear from me on these, even though one of the big selling points when we adopted this program was that each of these would come before council Didn't take long for us to decide we don't want that to happen, because I might once again ask, what's the public purpose? How is it that we give individuals the right to act on public property? The example or the attempted analogy to construction permits doesn't fit, because people get construction permits for their private properties. The Dune activities happen on public property. It's the only thing of its kind where we purport to give individuals rights to change the appearance of portions of the public property for no identified public benefit. If anyone, even tonight, I'll keep the offer open, has any public benefit that they can identify it, even at this late date, I would love to hear it, but there isn't one. So, now and forever, I'm a no vote.
Reardon?
I just want to say that as far as our discussion is taking these permits off the agenda, that's the way it was forever. This ordinance has been in place for over 30 years. Before the amendment, we didn't have this the authorizations come to council. So I just want to make it clear it has nothing to do with Councilman DeLucre's comments. It's just to something that doesn't need to be brought before council. So I vote yes on the ordinance here tonight, and that's that. Thanks.
Sarah?
I think it's important for us to have a public hearing. You know, we had a public hearing to create this, and I think that's really the proper time to discuss this issue. I think the matter at hand right now is the permits in front of us. You know, we hear from our city manager and professionals who oversee this that everything's in order with this. So I will vote yes on this, but one of the things I want to say when it comes to, you know, the public good is the safety of our island really comes from, is when it comes to winter storms, that dune system. One of the things that's been said over and over too is this, the black pines that can grow in the dunes really aren't indigenous to the dunes, and if they get to too large of a size, they actually crowd out and kill the other vegetation, which allows the dunes to degrade and fall away. If you don't do some type of maintenance to make sure that those black pines don't overgrow, you're actually putting the entire island at risk. So, again, I vote yes.
Mayor Simpson?
Yes.
Motion carried.